All right, so we'll go ahead and call this school board meeting into session. And the first item of business will be to approve the agenda and to note any changes to the agenda. And so we've deleted item 7.17, tag on bid purchase over 50,000 to Anuvision Technologies. And with that, the agenda stands as it is, and so I need a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Hindley.
Second.
Second by Mr. Bryant. Any discussion? There's none, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. All right, that takes us to Section 3, Recognitions. 3.1 is a proclamation to recognize the month of September as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, presented by the superintendent. And Mr. Meyer, I know you're sitting in for him, so I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. White, board members. Appreciate the time. And I see Felicia Hutchison out there in the crowd with her granddaughter. Appreciate you guys being here. She is supporting the Rally Foundation tonight. So her granddaughter, unfortunately, has gone through the process, but the foundation has helped her as well as others throughout our district. So tonight, we have a proclamation, and I'd like to read that if I could.
Sure.
And the proclamation is this: to designate the month of September 2025 as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Whereas children are the Okaloosa County School District's most valuable resource, and their health and wellness is critical to the success in the classroom. And whereas Northwest Florida reports an average of 50 local children that are newly diagnosed with cancer each year. And whereas cancer is the #1 disease killer of children in the United States, yet childhood cancer research is severely underfunded, where the National Institute of Health allocates less than 10% of cancer research funding to children. And whereas research in the field of childhood cancer will allow for better treatment options, safe quality therapies, and ultimately a cure for this deadly disease. And whereas Rally Foundation for Childhood Cancer Research has provided a valuable resource to children and families who are afflicted with this horrendous disease. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the School Board of Okaloosa County, Florida, does hereby recognize the month of September 2025 as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and encourages others to participate in the efforts throughout the year to raise awareness and funding for childhood cancer research with Rally Gulf Coast, while supporting families who face this devastating effects and cost. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be spread upon the minutes of the regular meeting of the school board, and that a copy be tendered to the Rally Gulf Coast, adopted this 22nd day of September 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Meyer.
Yes, sir.
So we'll need a motion to formalize the proclamation, so I'll take that.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Bryant,
Second.
second by Ms. Vanchek. Any discussion? There's none, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Back to you, Mr. Meyer.
If Felicia, would you mind coming up? And I don't know if you want to say anything, but we would give you that opportunity. Otherwise, we would love to get a picture with you and your granddaughter.
I just appreciate, as well as several other families across Okaloosa County, Bay County, Panama City, our circle has grown tremendously since she was diagnosed. November will be 2 years. So as you can see, she's doing well. She's flourishing, a little sassy for herself, but she's doing great. You want to come take a picture with me, Mama? So we do appreciate it a whole lot.
You sure you don't want to come up?
Okay.
Wants to rise? Okay.
Oh, I gotta wear this shirt in this picture?
Mr. Bryant, if you two could move that way just a tad, perfect. All right, I'm gonna play with it because the lighting's different in here,
Yeah,
so
well,
let me take a couple, and then I may need to take it with the flash, but let's see how it looks. Can you point that down just a, there you go, perfect. There you go. One more. Let me see how those, oh no, those are fine, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
chance for Mr. Meyer to get back. All right, so 3.2 is also an action item, but it is a proclamation to recognize the week of September 17th through 23rd, 2025 as Constitution Week, presented by the superintendent. Mr. Meyer.
Thank you, Dr. White. And do we have anybody here with the Daughters of the American Revolution? Thank you for being here, appreciate it. Dr. White, I'd like to read the proclamation. A proclamation to designate the week of September 17th through the 23rd, 2025 as Constitution Week. Whereas September 17th, 2025 marks the 238th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention. And whereas it was fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document as its memorable anniversary and to the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate the occasion. And whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America, designating September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the School Board of Okaloosa County, Florida does hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through the 23rd, 2025 as Constitution Week throughout the Okaloosa County School District, and urge all citizens to study the Constitution and reflect on the privilege of being an American with all the rights and responsibilities which that privilege involves. Adopted in this regular session of the School Board, Okaloosa County, Florida, this 22nd day of September 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Meyer. I need a motion.
So moved.
I'll
Motion
second.
by Mr. Heinley, second by Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? There's none, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. All right, Mr. Meyer.
Ms. Brown, would you like to come say something?
Certainly, it's my honor to represent the Daughters of the American Revolution Choctawhatchee Bay chapter here this evening. We, every year, enjoy raising money and supplying Constitution books to, I think, each fifth grader in Okaloosa County, and our members distribute those books to the schools, and we're very proud to share our pride in our national heritage with those children and encourage the further education of our national history and our background to them.
Very good. Thank you, Ms. Heapy. And, all right, so you have a picture? Or?
Yes, sir, and I'd just
Okay.
like to say, when I was at Destin Middle School, you guys came out and each year and supported that, and the kids really enjoyed receiving one of those, and it was a great thing. We appreciate everything you do for the district. So.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you, Ms. Heapy. Okay. All right. All right. All right, colleagues, as Mr. Myers returning, we'll go ahead and move through a couple of sections on the agenda. We have no administrative personnel appointments tonight, and then Section 5 is public comment for the agenda items. Do we have any cards, Ms. Mary? All right, thank you. That takes us to Section 6, of course, and 6.1 and 6.2. These are in-county travel paid for August 2025. And also 6.2 is out-of-county travel paid for August 2025. All right, 6.3. The Okaloosa Public Schools Foundation, a component unit of the Okaloosa County School District, financial statements for the year ended June 30, 2025, presented by Ms. Julie Perry, and it's an audit that we received. This is not an action item, so we'll just go ahead and move on forward to the consent agenda. The First item is to approve the consent agenda, so I need a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Destin, second by Mr. Bryant. Any discussion? There's none, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. All right, so scroll on down. And that'll take us to section 8, and that will be the superintendent's human resources recommendations. 8.1 and 8.2, those are both information only. And 8.1 is employees on admin leave, and 8.2 is deferred retirement option program. 8.3, proposed fiscal year 2025-2026 salary schedules for school administrative, department administrative and managerial, professional technical, and temporary personnel presented by Dr. Hale and recommended by the superintendent. So we need a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Heinley,
Second. second
by Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? There's none, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. 8.4, out-of-field report for the 2025-2026 school year, presented by Ms. Duran and recommended by the superintendent.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Bryant. Second by Mr. Destin. Any discussion? There's none, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. 8.5, employment separations by Dr. Hale and recommended by the superintendent.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Bryant.
Second.
Second by Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? There's none, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. 8.6, personnel recommendations by Dr. Hale and recommended by the superintendent.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Heinley.
Second.
Second by Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? There's none, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. 8.7, employee transfers presented by Dr. Hale and recommended by the superintendent.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Evancheck.
Second.
Second by Mr. Bryant. Any discussion? There's none, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. 8.8, employee suspension presented by Dr. Hale and recommended by the superintendent.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Destin.
Second.
Second by Mr. Heinley. Any discussion? There's none, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. 8.9, employee suspension presented by Dr. Hale and recommended by the superintendent.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Bryant.
Second.
Second by Mr. Destin. Any discussion? There's none, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. 8.10, employee suspension presented by Dr. Hale and recommended by the superintendent.
So moved again.
Motion by Mr. Bryant.
Second.
Second by Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? There's none, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. 8.11, employee suspension by Dr. Hale and recommended by the superintendent.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Bryant.
Second.
Second by Mr. Destin. Any discussion? There's none, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. 8.12, reinstatement reimbursement of sick leave due to line of duty illness, injury, medical examination presented by Dr. Hale and recommended by the superintendent.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Heinley.
Second.
Second by Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? There's none, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. 8.13, leave without pay presented by Dr. Hale and recommended by the superintendent.
So, second.
Motion by Mr. Destin, second by Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? There's none, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. And that concludes those action items. That takes us to Section 9. There are no discussion items. Section 10, we'll have our representatives report next time.
Correct, sir.
And that takes us to 10.2. This is an action item, program number 6, task order number 27, pre-GMP for Broner Middle School chilled water piping HVAC project by Dr. Smith and recommended by the superintendent.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Destin.
Second.
Second by Mr. Bryant. Any discussion? There's none, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. All right, Mr. Attorney, your business, sir.
No report tonight.
Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Meyer, this is superintendent's business, so anything tonight?
Nothing further from this morning.
All right, very good. Thank you, sir. That takes us to board members' announcements and requests. 13.1 is an action item. It is a school board member travel request.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Heinley,
Second.
second by Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? There's none, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. All right, 13.2, designation of school board member to serve as the board's representative to the Educational Support Professional of the Year Selection Committee. And we talked about these today, although certainly we didn't take any action. So I'll take a motion.
I move that Mr. Bryant take this position.
And Mr. Bryan, I think you agreed to that earlier today.
Yes.
All right, so then that's a motion. We need a second. Second by Mr. Destin. Any further discussion? Now's your chance.
I have never served on this committee, so I
You'll enjoy it, yeah.
look forward to
I know.
doing it.
I'm just teasing. All right, so all in favor? Let's vote.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. All right, 13.3, designation of school board member to serve as the board's representative to the Principal of the Year and Assistant Principal of the Year Selection Committee. And as I said, I'd be willing to continue in this position.
Dr. White, I am willing to nominate you to head up this committee since you are the only board member here that's been a principal, but I think that would
Okay.
suffice.
All right, sir. Thank you. Need a second? Second by Mr. Destin. Any discussion? There's none, so let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. And then 13.4, board members' announcements and requests for information. And so, as usual, Mr. Hindley, I'll start with you, sir, if you have anything.
No change from this morning, with the exception of my shirt. I pay my dues, my debt. So, go Choctaw.
Yes, sir.
I don't think it's green enough, but like you said, that's what they gave you. So. Well, and speaking of Choctaw, I appreciate you allowing me to say this, but I think many of you know that I spent my career there and I am a Choctaw alum, but today is actually Choctaw's official birthday. They opened September 22nd, 1952, and you think, why so late? The building wasn't done. And so, I read things where it opened and they didn't have enough furniture, they didn't have enough books, and they were already overcrowded. So some things never change, right? But yeah, so happy birthday to Choctaw, and let's continue for the good things for the Big Green.
So, Ms. Vinchek, I do have a question for all of us that weren't born and raised in Okaloosa County and did not go to school here. Choctaw High School, where was the original location?
It started where the current Meigs Middle School is. That was the original Choctaw High School. Thank you for pointing that out. And in 1966, they moved to the Racetrack Road. Right there. I wasn't at the Meigs one. Don't go there.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, all right. And since we're talking about Choctaw, I'd like to recognize Ms. Becky Perez, who is also a Choctaw alumni, and she's a Choctawhatchee retiree, who will be serving as the Grand Marshal for their homecoming on October 24th, 2025. And I'll also just put this fact in because it's true. She was a great student, and I had the pleasure of teaching her a long, long time ago. Okay, all right, Mr. Bryant.
Thank you, Dr. White. And this morning you heard me talk about, training our teachers and all. And I had the pleasure of shadowing Miss Dorsey. And Miss Dorsey is actually here tonight. So I appreciate her being here tonight. And a lot of you might already know Miss Dorsey. Again, she's such a phenomenal teacher. You hate to pull them out of the classroom, but you can also see where they do good by mentoring teachers to fill those positions. So thank you, Ms. Dorsey, for taking time out of your day. I know you live way up north, so you got to drive just like me. And also, this morning I mentioned the trip to Washington, D.C. And Dr. White, I do thank you for recognizing that I wore my Choctaw shirt, even though I wasn't at a meeting. I did wear it up to D.C. once again, because I look back a year ago, I was wearing my Choctaw shirt to D.C. then too. So Mr. Hindley, I had to walk around nation's capital with it, so at least you just get the boardrooms.
Well, it's a good thing to have.
And but when we were there, as y'all know, Congressman Petronas was sworn in not too long ago for a special election to fill Congressman Gates's position, and our our lobbyists had a hard time trying to set up an appointment with Mr. Petronas just because of the transition and everything. And so I was able to make a couple of phone calls and was able to get a hold of the scheduler. Now, I think y'all would be interested to know that this scheduler is a product of the Okaloosa County School District and is a graduate of Niceville High School 2020. And Gracie Chandler is this young lady. And while we were sitting in the office, we had a great time to talk about different things. You know, I did tell her that, you know, we were planning for the big football game, the Friday, of course. And, you know, but just to get to know her and get to talk to her was really exciting because she could tell that she really loves what she's doing. And she's only 21 years old, and she's handling all the scheduling for Mr. Petronas. So I think that's a credit to our school district and a credit to the Chandler family, too, who I know are very proud of her.
That's great.
And that is it.
All right, yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Bryant. Mr. Destin?
I covered basically everything this morning. I just got a different group of folks here this evening, so I'll just do another plug for the fish fry that we're going to be doing at Silver Sands on October 24th at 5. All the proceeds will go back into the school. It's a very valuable fundraiser. It's the biggest one they do every year, and it'll be an easy way to get dinner before you go to the game. That's all I've got.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Destin. All right, colleagues, that takes us down to section 14, public comment, and this would be members of the public desiring to address the school board with general comments. And so do we have any yellow cards, Miss Mary? All right, no yellow cards. And that brings us down to section 15. We're good, Mr. McInnes? Superintendent, anything? We're good? All right, colleagues? All right, this meeting is adjourned.